Well, all right, people. The big news came out. 13 Russians indicted for interfering in our election, and it was nothing. It was a big, I know people are probably tired of this word, but it was a big nothing burger. So I'm gonna go over a few points here that the media probably didn't cover. You probably didn't hear this when you were tuning in to Rachel Maddow's show. She is such an idiot. So they were saying, oh, this proves Russia interfered in our election. And Russia wanted Donald Trump to win. No, it doesn't, you fucking dumb fucks. So let's get into it. First off, this whole campaign, these 13 nobodies who were trying to get Donald Trump to win, they started their little tinkering in our election in 2014, before anybody knew Donald Trump, probably even before he knew he was going to run for office. So, couldn't have been done to help Donald Trump win. That was not their main priority, because they started before he even declared for office. They also had pro-Bernie rallies, and they hosted anti-Trump events after Trump won. So how the fuck were they in Trump's corner if they hosted pro-Bernie events, who Bernie's pretty much an opposite of Trump, and then they also hosted anti-Trump rallies after Trump won? So obviously they weren't for Trump. They had other motives in mind. These people weren't even that popular. One of their events had 4 people RSVP'd, another one had like 45. So to say, oh, these people cost Hillary the election, false. They did not. Because they hardly had any influence at all. And if anybody votes for a candidate based on something that's trending on Twitter, or something that a fake Twitter account posts, then you should have your head examined. And these 13 people too, they were like, oh, this proves Putin wanted Trump to win. Were these people even associated with the Russian government, or were they just some random ass group of people out there? So what connection did they have with the Russian government? I don't think that point has been confirmed or denied or whatever yet. And one other thing too, when you hear the intelligence agencies or some talking heads, some idiots on MSNBC or some, whoever say, well, Russia colluded, or Russia interfered in our democratic process and they hacked the election. First off, what does that even mean? Second off, what is Russia? Russia's a country filled with millions, tens of millions of people. And just like America, it has different interests. There's like in America, you have Democrats, you have Republicans. So you have different interests. So when you say Russia hacked the election, what does that mean? Who in Russia? Was it somebody part of the Russian government? Was it a private citizen? What is that? Was it a combination? What does that fucking mean? These 13 people won't be extradited either. So this was really just merely a show of politics. This was like a partisan politics thing to indict these people, because Mueller well knows these people will never be extradited to the U.S. There was no collusion between Trump and there was no knowledge of these people either between anybody in America. So nobody in America knew these people. Trump wasn't colluding. That's fact. Everybody is admitting that. So this is hardly significant. It also didn't, like I said, it didn't impact the election either. This was a very small group of people. They didn't know what the fuck they were doing, pretty much. I mean, only 4 people RSVP'd to one of their events, so obviously they weren't that successful. And the U.S. has also meddled in other countries' elections, and we've overthrown government. So when are we going to investigate Barack Obama for interfering in the Israeli election? Or when are we going to talk about how our own government has overthrown many governments in the past 50 years? Yeah, we're so innocent here. And how about, while we're at it, we talk about how other foreign nationals interfere in our elections, like the Saudi government or the Mexican government or any other fucking of the hundreds, 80 governments throughout the world. Why is it just Russia? Why are we just talking about Russia? What, Russia's the only government or the only people or government that interferes in our election? No, it happens all the time. Other countries try to influence our election, Chinese, Saudis, you name it. And then on the other end, we try to influence other countries' elections. We've done it before, we continue to do it, and we will continue to do it as time goes along. And lastly, like I was saying, this happens all the time. That was my last note, and I kind of already talked about that. So this is a non-issue. It's totally just, they just did this to try to, you know, to keep trying to justify this Mueller probe and to try to create, you know, a talking point from the media, so now the media could, you know, get a boner for a day and act like there's some big Russian conspiracy here in America and that they hacked our election. Again, 13 random idiots in Russia you know, made a big difference. You know, I'm glad our FBI, I really feel safe now, though, that the FBI has indicted these 13 people. I really feel safe, you know, that they did a great job. You know, it's okay that they let the school shooting happen in Florida and missed all those warning signs, but I'm really glad that Mueller and his group of cronies, you know, and Strzok and Page there at the FBI are really doing a great job, you know. I feel really safe right now. You know, so thanks FBI. You're fucking great. You got the trust of all Americans right now. You know, so what a bullshit little thing to do though. Oh, these 13 people, these 13 irrelevants get indicted. I mean, get the fuck out of here. I mean, they're really fishing now for shit to get Trump on. They're really fishing for Russian collusion. Of course they have to do something. This big grand jury and big special counsel was summoned. Of course they got to indict somebody and they got to find some bullshit crime. So this is it? Are we kidding? They're really, like I said, they're really fishing. And they threw their fucking line in the water, and what did they pull out? They pulled out a fucking bluegill. They were fishing for salmon, maybe some mackerel, maybe some trout. Oh, but they pulled out a half-pound bluegill. I mean, this is so fucking... I'm so tired of Russia. Russia. No collusion. This is a non-issue. We all know that other countries try to influence our elections. We all know this happens. I mean, this is it though. Really, some 13 losers in Russia who hardly did anything. I mean, get the fuck out of here. Let's actually investigate like the billionaires that try to influence our elections in other countries. This is bullshit. So there you go, people. I'm so sick of Russia and hearing all about Russia for the last 2 years. Let's actually move on and get, you know, try to get some shit accomplished in our country. So there you go, people.